Just as we're reporting out what we know and what we don't know about this story. An interesting thing happened at the top of the hour. If you were joining us, and if you haven't, just wanted to tell you a little bit about it. The landlord of the suspects in the San Bernardino massacre let the media inside the family home, and it was complete chaos. From what we could see, Howard Kurtz is a Fox News media analyst and host of MediaBuzz. Just an incredible scene. How he seems quick to allow any media, into what was a scene where there was a great deal of investigation. But just, what's your observation? Have you ever seen anything like that play out?
I can never remember seeing journalists allowed to barge in with a bunch of cameras into suspects or home or that sort of thing. Maybe when Saddam's palace was taken over by some Western reporters, and I can't believe the FBI allowed this. Now, I don't have any sympathy for the people who live there, but particularly MSNBC had the live feed on for minutes and minutes, and despite the cautionary notes sounded by anchor Andrea Mitchell, reporter Kerry Sanders was showing the toys of the couple's baby that would live there, personal photographs with other kids and other people in them. I don't think they would want to be associated with all this, and even their driver's license with all the identifying information, a close-up shot of that. And so to do this live and show such personal effects and information, it was riveting. You couldn't take your eyes off it, but I don't think it was terribly responsible.
Really? Do you think it crossed the line?
I do think it crossed the line. I think, look, there's obviously a great hunger to know more about this couple, what motivated them, why would they commit this heinous act despite having a baby. But at the same time, to have their child's teddy bear held up, it just felt ghoulish to me. And judging from Twitter and what I'm seeing online, a lot of people had the same reaction.
What do you think it tells us, though, about the press's hunger for information in this case, when there seems to be some questions that do have answers that we're not getting official answers from the FBI, meaning as we're piecing things together, terrorism looks more and more likely. The press is trying to act responsibly, because if law enforcement's not going with that, as a journalist, you don't want to go with it. But at the same time, there is a feeling in this case that perhaps we're not getting the full story from those that are in the know. And do you think that's part of what's driving the hunger for more information wherever you can get it? Because if I was outside the department, I got to tell you, Howie, I'd be right inside with the rest of the journalists.
I would go in, too. I don't know that I would broadcast it live. That's a difficult judgment call to make on the fly. I think it's being driven by two things, Jenna. One is just this palpable sense of disgust in the country after the Paris attacks and after the Planned Parenthood shooting, and how here's another one. There's, you know, everybody wants to know as much as they can about just what happened here. But secondly, because investigators are doing their work and not sharing it all with the press, and sometimes these things move slowly, there is a great frustration among journalists to find out more, especially given the weird circumstances of having a woman involved. Usually these are lone men who commit these kind of atrocities. So I understand the journalistic appetite for this, but then when you start showing pictures of other kids and personal identifying information and that sort of thing, and there was a report that the landlord had accepted a payment from the tabloid show Inside Edition, it's a dangerous road to go down, and that's why I think there's been such a reaction against it just this past hour.
Yeah, very interesting. All this playing out. We're sort of a new territory with this particular scene. Howie, great to have you as always. Look forward to you on MediaBuzz. Thank you.
Nice to see you.